Hi everyone, welcome again to another Teacher Joseph video clip. This week, as you know, we've been going through my weekly lesson, The Leak from the Bathroom Ceiling. And as always, we like to spend some time talking about ways in which we could present this and speak better. So I'm going to just focus on this first paragraph here. And there's a few points I want you to pay attention to. First of all, for those of you who have lessons with me, you know that I regularly talk about the shadowing technique. And that's where you shut off your mind to any meanings and you just really practice copying someone. Now, you might think, well, Teacher Joseph, why would I want to do that? You'd want to do it because you have to practice how you speak and look at the technical aspects, how your tongue moves, what actually is happening when you pull your mouth down and let the air come up. You get the correct vowel sounds. When children learn how to speak, of course, they don't know any vocabulary or any words. They just hear the parents and copy them. And you have to get into the habit of doing that for 20 minutes a day. So even if you only hear me saying woo, 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 blah, 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 copy it. Because slowly it will begin to make sense, both academically as well as practically. So the most important thing is really uh, changing how you speak in order to be part of that community that you're moving into. Otherwise, you're never going to have the confidence that you sound like them. So, in particular, how they're breathing and where they leave spaces or don't leave spaces, where they stretch the words as well, is really, really important. How they handle very specific letters is important too. But when it comes to shadowing, you should really just be listening and repeating. Don't look at any scripts. Just hear and try as much as you can to make the same sound. And then you can go back later and examine exactly what they were reading and take any new words that you want. So let me read this first paragraph, and I want you to hear how my voice goes up and down, as well as the spaces that I won't be leaving between the words. And those are two really key points that you can practice with during your shadowing as well. Deep breath in, head down, legs apart. Are you ready? Right. It was 8 a.m. on the 15th of August 2024, and I was nursing a glass of orange juice. Breathe. Wondering why I gave up coffee when suddenly I heard rain, but it was closer than usual and the drops seemed to be louder compared to the usual light tapping on my window. Breathe. I arrived at the bathroom door seconds later to find water leaking down from the light socket onto the floor. My cat was watching the drops. His head movements were synchronized with each drop. Breathe. And he seemed to enjoy the plopping sound on the puddle on the floor. Breathe. It was one of those moments where you just wanted to shout, Dad, then leave the problem to him. Although even if my father was alive, it most likely would have been my mother who would have immediately contained the water and then marched to the apartment above to start a conversation with the neighbor whom no doubt she would have known already. Breathe. People actually spoke to each other in those days, and they were equipped with social skills to get things done without being offensive. And there we are. So it doesn't matter how much of that you understood. The question is, how much of that were you able to copy effectively? And no matter how ridiculous it sounds in the first instance, practice makes perfect. There's only 50 sounds in English, and that's what you're looking for. Very nice, very nice. So let's just have our motivational moment at the bottom here. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, so I'm going to simply ask today, how do you feel other people perceive you? Do they think you're weird? Do they think you're odd? Um, do they think that you're the best thing since sliced bread? How do you feel other people perceive you? Because one thing is for sure, as a British man, I'm 100% sure that people perceive you based upon your communication skills. For example, if you always talk like this, people are either going to associate you with Pope John Paul II, the Polish one, or they're going to think that you sound like Dracula. Likewise, if you talk like this, they're going to think you're a machine, and they're not going to be able to read you emotionally, and they'll think that you're rather cold. So I must admit, Dracula and the Pope are not two good role models that you're aiming for there. And you don't want people to think that you're being very cold either. So simply to join words together is a nice way to begin. That's something for you to think about today. All right, so see you all again soon. Bye.